my new baby. That's sage. Ow, oh, ee, ah. Hey, Jackson. You chillin'? He looks kind of alarmed. Ooh, the wind is picking up. Hey, babe, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, hey. Video time, huh?
Yeah, what are you planting?
Well, actually, I'm just getting this soil ready to do some beets and carrots. And what I did here was I dug a probably a foot deep. And then I wanted to really condition this soil so that
this is going to be all beets and carrots?
Well,
it's a lot of beets and carrots.
Yeah, but this is more of an experiment. Like, this whole thing is really more of an experiment, but this one here I wanted to take time. I've been working on this for 2 days because I want to see what it's like when I really spend a lot of time conditioning this soil and getting it nice and powdery, because it's very much clay. So it's really nutrient dense, but it has so much clay that it's hard for the seedlings to sprout and then grow real easily. So I came in here and I dug real deep. I took all the dirt out, and now I'm putting it back in one layer at a time, and then what I'm doing is just really breaking it up so that it's nice and powdery. I've been doing this for a while, and each time then I throw another layer. And what I'm doing is I'm using mostly native soil, of course, and then I'm conditioning it with some. Well, first, what I'm going to do is put another layer of the native soil first. And it's coming together pretty well for me here.
Cool.
And then in just a sec I'll explain to you what I'm using to condition the soil with. That's pretty good. A little bit more here. Nice. So right now, being that I'm such an amateur, the only thing I know how to do is use some of this. This is a fir bark mulch, so I'm just doing a layer of that, trying to aerate the soil.
Yeah, I didn't use any of that for my sage plant. You think that's a bad idea?
Didn't you mix it in the whole soil?
I mixed a bunch of organic soil, but I didn't use any of that Gold Rush stuff.
I thought you did put a whole bag on that whole thing.
I did, and I put so there's some of it in there, but not.
But you dug a hole and then you put the sage in, and you did some more conditioning for the plant itself.
I did a lot of conditioning, but I didn't use Gold Rush.
You could just throw a little bit around there. It's more of an aerator. And it's also just got a little bit of chicken manure, but it's just to help keep the soil from being so compact.
Yeah. Okay.
When we get it wet and we water the plants, it gets so damn compact. I gotta probably start over on those melons. But I've gardened before, but I've never really had a chance. When I gardened at my parents' farm, they always had all these rules. And I was like, I wanted to experiment, but I had to go by the rules. And now I don't have to go by the rules. I can really expand into this more biodynamic gardening, where I'm bringing in the Gold Rush here. And I've got a phone consult with the master gardener tonight, so I'm even going to learn more. But until then, I'm just going to keep on making mistakes so that I can keep learning. That's the best thing anyone can do in their life, is to make a lot of mistakes and learn from them. If you're afraid to make a choice because you're afraid of failure, you're probably going to stay the way you are now forever, and that really sucks. So, you know, it's hard though, because you get pummeled. You get pummeled and you get pummeled and you get pummeled, but you get a lot stronger in the end of it all, you know. And by the time you're done with this life, you'll be like an avatar master Bruce Lee that can just bust through a brick with his pinky, because you made so many mistakes and bounced back so many times that you're like harder than twisted rods of iron. Can I get an amen? Anyways, wow, I just went into YouTube mode there, didn't I? Anyways, this here is just a little bit of aeration and a little bit of chicken manure. And now we've got all this too, so by the time I'm done with all this, I might know something about gardening. But I can tell you this right now, it's hella fun, and it's also, it's great fitness. Barefoot on the earth, can't beat that. Getting sun, breathing the fresh air, and look at all these tomatoes already. We're already eating arugula, lettuce, beets are coming up. Tomatoes are looking great. I got to learn a lot more about tomatoes too, but as I get these soils more enriched, then the foods will actually be medicine. Now I'm putting some special elements in this soil so that these foods have more electricity and consciousness, so that when I eat them, it'll help to expand my own inner light, okay? This is the secret to master gardening, and the reason why human beings continue to sort of get less and less illuminated as time goes on. So anyways, here's some of the Gold Rush fir bark, and then I'm using worm castings here as well, which are super dankety, and I'm going to put these all over the tomato plants as well. Cool. And I've also got some rock dust, a mixture of Mojave Desert and Death Valley. The Death Valley, I think, is a little bit more powerful. I went between two mountains, and there was this huge wash. And out of the wash, I climbed all the way up the wash to the middle of the mountain. But then I realized that the rock dust was too thick, and I was really upset. And I'm glad, though, because I didn't really think that, I'm glad that I didn't have to carry a 5-pound bucket of rock dust about 2 miles to the desert when it was 100 degrees. So I hiked back down, and that's when I met the coyote, when I was just chilling out right there. And it was the coyote that came up behind me when I was down like this, picking up the rock dust with my hands at the bottom of the wash, where the fine particulate was. And when I looked in the fine particulate, I could see gold and silver and copper. And now that I'm putting that in the soil, and I'll throw some earthworms in here and grow an earthworm farm and get this going up. My landlord stopped by today and he's like, I'm really glad I rented to you guys because you are epic. Now Sophia's getting involved in the game. She's the flower person. Let me finish this, babe, and then I want you to show them your thing, man.
I already showed them. I already showed them my plant.
On your videos?
My one plant.
On this video?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, good. She's getting involved. I'm the food guy, she's the flower girl, and then by that
way, I like
you've
herbs too, and I like food
Yeah.
too. But you kind of took over in that department, so I'm gonna just
Where?
let you do your thing. I like food too, but since you're doing it, then I don't
going
really.
nuts. Well, we got all this over here. It's going to be a garden paradise. We're going to have a spot right over here, a chimney. I'm going to trim back some of these palms, and we'll create ourselves a nice little place for 2 people to just chill. Have like a barbecue or something, you know what I'm saying?
What kind of barbecue would
Like
we have?
barbecue, like tofu hot dogs, dude. Just kidding. Don't do it to yourself. Eat raw. I got a great video coming tonight with some super serious soup. Okay, now, last thing. Rock dust. Bring it in down low and powder it up, baby. Just look at that. It's just, I don't think you can see on the camera, but the gold and the silver and the copper and the iron is all in there. And it's just magnetic frequencies that go straight into the food. And then the food, the plants pick up the magnetic frequency in the soil and the rock dust, goes into the food, and then you eat the food, and the angstrom-sized monatomic minerals and elements go into your body, saturate your cells, activate your enzymes in your pituitary and pineal gland. Then you see God, and then you can leave. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's about it. I'm going to keep tilling this baby up. I'm going to plant some carrots, half beets, heirloom carrots, Detroit dark red, and then over here I'm going to keep going. I probably got room for 5 or 6 more rows, and hopefully by the time I'm done with all this, I'll know what the heck I'm doing. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. I want to encourage everyone to grow their own food.
Good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Subscribe to these videos, share them with your friends, get excited about saving the planet by saving yourself.